what's going on? It's MassiveJoes RAW review, and I'm coming to you from MassiveJoes.com. Awesome! Raw review for the viewers at home today. One of the most anticipated Raw reviews we've seen thus far is, of course, the all-new Optimum Nutrition Protein Energy in the house. Let's get straight into it. Show you guys exactly what's in it, tell you exactly what it's gonna do. That nutritional information panel ain't gonna get it done. We're about to go balls deep in this here Optimum Nutrition Protein Energy. It's interesting doing a raw review on something that's not in a tub. Can flip the shit, crunch the shit, it's great. Ain't gonna get it done, we about to go balls deep. Luckily, we got ourselves a big ass nutritional information panel for the viewers at home. Starting from the top, and I gotta say, there's a couple of things I gotta disclaim before we get stuck into this nutritional information panel. Before we go balls deep in this bitch, couple of things. First thing, this nutritional information panel we're about to go through is in the chocolate flavor, which goes straight to the biceps, I might add. You do have to keep in mind that the flavors, depending on which flavor you go for, they have all got the same protein and caffeine content, but the carb content and the fat content varies by like 1 to 1.5 grams depending on the flavor. What we're about to go through is the chocolate. The second thing is we're gonna be talking about the 2-scoop serve. And that'll all make sense in a second when I show you guys a column. Starting from the top, this column is the one we're gonna go through, the 2-scoop serve. So, serving size, 2 scoops, 28 grams. Got yourself about 26 of them 28 2-scoop gram bitches in one of these protein energy bag bitches. In terms of what the 28 grams is made up of, it's primarily a protein powder, so of course we got to discuss the macros. Starting from the top, remember we're looking at this column here, viewers at home, not this column, this one here on the edge. Starting from the top, calories, got yourself 100 calories in the 2-scoop serve. Total fat, 1.5 grams, of which half a gram is saturated. That makes it about 5% fat by weight. Got yourself a little bit of cholesterol, nothing to be too concerned about. 2 grams of carbohydrates, of which less than 1 gram is sugar. That makes it about 7% carbohydrates by weight. And then finally, you got yourself 20 grams of protein, which makes it 71% protein by weight. Moving right along, you've got vitamin E in there, 30 IUs of vitamin E, that's 100% RDI. You've then got yourself a full spectrum blend of B vitamins, starting with thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, vitamin B6 and vitamin B12, all in 400% RDI, 400% recommended dietary intake. The reason why the B vitamins are in there is because they help with natural energy production, and they also buffer the post-caffeine crash that people sometimes get when they consume too much caffeine, so they buffer caffeine. Got yourself 150 milligrams of sodium, it's nothing to be too concerned about, and then 220 milligrams of the Energy and Focus blend, which is a blend of caffeine and green tea extract, which is the green tea extract from the leaf standardized for EGCG, which is actually going to help boost your metabolic rate up a little bit as well. I do have to point out and make it unequivocally clear, the 220 milligrams of that Energy and Focus blend is not 220 milligrams of caffeine. It yields 120 milligrams of caffeine. So per scoop with this protein energy, 60 mgs of caffeine. If you're doing the 2-scoop serve for the 20 grams of protein, 120 mgs of caffeine. Don't get it twisted, viewers at home. Moving right along, we can actually see what the protein is made up of down the bottom here in the other ingredients. So it's a protein blend, a blend of whey protein concentrate, whey protein isolate, and whey protein hydrolysate. That's how they're able to keep the fat and carbs so low and the protein so high. You've then got some sunflower powder, you've got a gum blend in there as well, which is just going to help with mouthfeel and texture and make the texture of it nice and smooth instead of nice and watery. Obviously, you've got the Energy and Focus blend, the caffeine coming from tea and or coffee being natural sources of caffeine. Got yourself artificial colors, artificial flavors. And that's what's in it. So it's a real simple supplement. It's protein, lean protein I might add, high protein, low carb, low fat, the blend of WPC, WPI and whey protein hydrolysate with added vitamin E, added full spectrum B vitamins, and then the added caffeine from natural sources. That's pretty much it. It's a real simple supplement in that regard, in terms of how it tastes, how it mixes, comes in 4 flavors. And before I tell you what the 4 flavors are, I will point out that we did have a taste testing of this particular product before it was launched in the Australian market with our good friends at Optimum Nutrition. So I myself am very well scholared on how all the 4 flavors taste. I just need to decide which one I'm going to bust open for the taste and mixability test. Anyway, comes in 4 flavors. Comes in... It's just not going to work, is it? Let me try doing it from the top. Let me try hold it. Let me try fly them in from the top. That might work a bit better. Keep crunching these bitches up. Comes in... There we go. Chocolate, which goes straight to the biceps. Comes in cinnamon bun. Comes in mocha cappuccino, which is a blend of coffee and chocolate, which goes straight to the biceps. Comes in vanilla latte, which is a blend of vanilla and coffee mixed together. Now, from the taste testing that we did with Optimum before the launch of this product in the Australian market, from my memory, I do remember that I believe my favorite flavor was actually the vanilla latte, which is quite strange for me because I'm usually not that big a fan of vanilla, and I think that I do need to try and reinforce that by doing the taste and mixability test with the vanilla flavor, which I have right here. Gotta rip the top off this bitch. Not gonna bro punch the lid in because it's not in a tub. So I might eloquently open the bag of protein energy. This is pretty cool. So the bags, this is good to see from Optimum, man. The bags pretty much are as full as they can possibly be. Obviously, there's a lot of that top area that you can't really use to fill, but the bags are pretty much full with the 26 serves of the 28 gram 2-scoop serve, and the scoop is on top, which is also 2 points for Optimum Nutrition. Got the infamous MassiveJoes taste and mixability test about to go down. My MassiveJoes, Team MassiveJoes blender bottle in the house. Now in here, I've got about 300 mils of water or about 10 ounces of water. So I'm doing it to what ON say. They say 8 to 10 ounces, couple of scoops of that bitch in this bitch. So I'm gonna grab myself 2 scoops of this bitch and throw them in that bitch. 1 scoop of the vanilla latte in the Team MassiveJoes blender bottle. 2 scoops of the vanilla latte in the Team MassiveJoes blender bottle. Throw the lid on. Few flicks of the wrist. I'm going to show you guys how it mixes, then refresh my memory on how this vanilla latte tastes, man. Alright, that's enough. Check it out, viewers at home. Pretty damn well mixed, I'd say. In fact, I would go so far as to say it probably doesn't mix any better than that. No floaters, no seekers, mixed all the way through, no clumps, nothing like that. That being said, it is a protein powder, so I would go so far as to say blender ball is required for this here Optimum Nutrition Protein Energy. In fact, I speak from experience because I was interested to see, because the serving sizes are quite small, especially 1 scoop, you're talking about 14 grams. So before I actually came and shot this raw review, I did a little pre-raw review test and wanted to see if it did mix in a glass with a spoon. And the truth is it actually does. You can throw a scoop, I had a glass about this size full with this much water, put 1 scoop in, mixed it with a spoon, and it mixed pretty much perfectly. So it does mix in a glass with a spoon. That being said, if you're going to do the 2-scoop dose, at least the 2-scoop dose, you'd need a lot of water. You'd need a pretty damn big glass, and that's why I would go so far as to say blender ball is required. Let me refresh my memory on how this vanilla latte tastes, man. My memory serves me well, because that is shit, man. I would go so far as to say that's one of the best vanilla flavors I've ever had. And granted, it's not a true vanilla, it's vanilla latte, so it's like vanilla mixed with coffee flavor. But that is damn near delicious. That is actual. I'm gonna just take a little bit more time in this raw review to finish that shit off. That is really good. Like actual really good. Amazing. And from memory, the tasting we did last week, I do remember vanilla latte was my personal favorite. Chocolate was behind that. And the chocolate was really good. The one thing I'll point out with the chocolate as well, obviously, if you're an Optimum Nutrition user, you probably use Gold Standard Whey. If you're comparing the flavors of Protein Energy to the flavors of Gold Standard Whey, different damn sport, man. The Protein Energy flavors are amazing. The chocolate in the Protein Energy completely is just ridiculously better than the chocolates in the Gold Standard Whey. And the chocolates in the Gold Standard Whey, don't get it twisted, are pretty damn good themselves. But the chocolate in the Protein Energy was amazing. The Mocha Cappuccino was probably my third favorite flavor behind that. Once again, comparing the Mocha Cappuccino Protein Energy to the Mocha Cappuccino Gold Standard Whey, completely different ball game. And then finally, the cinnamon bun. I will be honest with the viewers at home, the cinnamon bun was not really what I was expecting. I was expecting more of like a doughy type taste from it. It's not, it's a very cinnamon type taste. It wasn't bad, it just wasn't what I was expecting. So across the board, man, they've done a really good job with the flavors of this here Protein Energy. In terms of the effects, there's a couple of things after let me set the scene for you viewers at home. We had the pre-launch tasting with our brothers at Optimum Nutrition last week. And after the tasting, we had a group discussion. We don't like to have these discussions in front of the companies. We keep them private. But then they get publicized in raw reviews anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter. We're having a discussion about it, and there are a couple of things that we discussed. The first thing that we discussed, and was something we're actually very happy about with Optimum. This is not the first time a supplement like this has been done. Companies in the past have put protein with stimulants, in particular caffeine, smacked them bitches together and marketed it as a thermogenic protein, or, God forbid, one of my personal hates, a fat-burning protein, is what they have done in the past. You take protein, you take stimulants, you might take an underdosed L-carnitine or some other fat metabolizer or some other bullshit and then market it as a fat-burning protein powder, which I absolutely hate. The thing we were really happy with OM, with Optimum, was they haven't marketed this as a fat-burning protein powder. They've marketed it as a lean protein powder with added stimulants. Of course, the stimulants are gonna have an effect on your metabolic rate, get you to burn more calories throughout the day, but it's not a fat-burning protein powder. So we were real happy about that, and I gotta clap my hands, round of applause and a bravo to Optimum for not going down the path of fat-burning protein powder, but marketing this supplement as it should be marketed, which is a lean protein with added stimulants to help with a little bit of energy as well. Very, very well done. The other thing we discussed was the caffeine to protein ratio. And I'm sure people all over the world are having this discussion, if not in their own head, with other people as well. The caffeine to protein ratio. So we're talking 20 grams of protein for 120 milligrams of caffeine. The first thing that we thought is if you're a swolger, and there's a few of us rolling around Team MassiveJoes, you know what I'm saying? And you're trying to get yourself, let's say, for argument's sake, 60 grams of protein from a protein powder, which for a lot of us, we eat 220, 250 grams of some sort of meat with the meal. So it's going to yield about 60, even sometimes more than 60 grams of protein. If we wanted to get our protein from this Protein Energy, we'd be talking about 6 scoops to get the 60 grams of protein. We'd be talking about 360 milligrams of caffeine, which is a shitload of caffeine, man. The kind of caffeine, more caffeine than you would get in a high stim pre-workout supplement. That was the one thing we pointed out, is we said, look, for us, if we were trying to get a full amount of protein for a particular meal from this Protein Energy, there's just too much caffeine for it to work for us. That being said, if you think about people that don't require that much protein. If you think about pussycats, for example, who might want 25, 30, 35 grams of protein, or you think about guys that are just getting into weight training, or even just guys that are lighter that might need, 35, 40 grams of protein per meal. In that case, the caffeine to protein ratio is just about perfect. You definitely couldn't go any lower. If you're talking a pussycat that wants 30 grams of protein, taking 3 scoops, 180 milligrams of caffeine. So it's going to give a transient energy uplift. If you went any less than that, it probably wouldn't even be worth it. If you're talking about a guy who wants 40 grams of protein, for example, you're doing 4 scoops, you're doing 240 milligrams of caffeine. Once again, enough caffeine to give you that transient energy uplift. You wouldn't want to go any less, else there'd be no point of having the caffeine in there. So for the majority of the population, for the majority of protein supplement users, they really have hit the ratio of caffeine to protein on the head. If you are a swolger, probably, well, definitely not the right ratio for you, but let's be honest, we're probably less than 10% of the entire users of supplements. So you can kind of see the reasoning behind Optimum Nutrition doing that with regards to the protein the caffeine to protein ratio. Now, in terms of how you're going to use it, obviously, it's not the kind of supplement that you would use if you were to compare it to a Whey Gold Standard. Whey Gold Standard you're supposed to use, well, is designed to be used any time of day, morning, pre-workout, post-workout, before bed. Whenever the you want to use it, versatile protein, use it for that shit. Protein energy, very specifically designed to be used at a couple of times a day. Obviously, first thing in the morning as like a protein hit and an energy or caffeine hit, so designed to really replace coffee effectively in your breakfast. You can get rid of your coffee and you can get your protein from Protein Energy and get your caffeine from there. And then also for people that want like an afternoon pick-me-up, or an afternoon, they might have a tea or a coffee in the afternoon as a pick-me-up, you can get it from Protein Energy and also get the added benefit of having increased protein intake, as well as getting that caffeine, that pick-me-up. That's what it's designed for. It's not designed as a post-workout protein, pre-workout protein, before bed protein, first thing in the morning. It's not a versatile protein. It's designed specifically for those specific uses. And you have to keep in mind that is how it's designed to be used. The final thing I'm gonna say, because I posted this stuff on Instagram a couple of times already, man, and people have been writing on my comments and shit saying that it's a pity that it's more expensive than Whey Gold Standard. Of course it's more expensive than Whey Gold Standard. It's Whey Gold Standard effectively with full spectrum B vitamins plus added energy blend. Of course it's going to be more expensive than Whey Gold Standard, but you got to understand it's not designed to be used for the same purpose Whey Gold Standard is designed to be used. It's designed to be used, as I mentioned, first thing in the morning. You could use it every morning if you wanted, and then for maybe a couple of afternoons a week as an afternoon pick-me-up. Whey Gold Standard is the versatile, fantastic value for money protein powder that's designed to be used any type of day. That's pretty much all I got to say about that. Guys, hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, man. Stay up to date with all the latest editions of MassiveJoes RAW Review. And guys, that is MassiveJoes RAW Review. And I gotta say, not the first time we've seen this, but probably the best type of this particular protein we have seen this far. Well, without a doubt, the best marketed, the best put together, the best formulated protein plus caffeine supplement we have seen thus far. And not to mention, the shit tastes delicious as well. Guys, that is MassiveJoes RAW Review on the all-new Optimum Nutrition. Shit. Should have zipped the bag up. Let's try that again. On the all-new, these bags doing my head in. On the all-new Optimum Nutrition Protein Energy in the house. And I'm coming to you from MassiveJoes.com.